Neurodiversity-Informed online course design. Overall online course design. In this short video, we'll explore practical ways to make your online course more inclusive. These strategies are simple, actionable, and designed to support all learners. When designing an online course, it's important to find the right balance between clicking and scrolling. Scrolling works well when information flows naturally and stays in one place. Scrolling also gives the content a social media feel and it's more mobile-friendly. But too much scrolling can feel overwhelming if the page becomes too long. On the other hand, too much clicking can be frustrating and increase cognitive effort because students have to constantly transition between screens. It places an unnecessary investment of time and energy on the student. Clear separation of different parts of a lesson also helps support attention, concentration, and retention by giving students logical pauses and visual structure as they move through the material. Properly nested headings play a critical role in organizing content because they create a clear visual and cognitive structure. Nested headings are subheadings placed under main headings to show hierarchy and organization within content and break complex material into manageable sections. They help learners see how subtopics connect to main concepts, making it easier to build mental schemas and retain information. If materials will be shared with students, a proper heading structure is an accessibility requirement. But for slides shared via screen, for example, a simple change in font size goes a long way. The overall heading should be the biggest font on the slide and subheadings organized in smaller size fonts. Aim for an uncluttered course design. Review the tabs menu. Are all the tabs needed? Remove or hide unnecessary tabs and arrange the remaining tabs in a predictable, intuitive way. Is the course navigation predictable? For example, how will students access the weekly activities? Will they be linked within the module or should be accessed by clicking on the Tools tab? Keep communication tools together. Place units and modules in the order they'll be covered, and group asynchronous tools in one section. Next, ensure predictable design across the course. Each unit should follow the same structure, such as clearly defined objectives, resources, and activities, so students know what to expect from week to week. Consider progress and navigation as well. How will students progress through the course? Clarify how many modules the course includes, make each one easy to access, and allow students to move between modules smoothly. Course or module checklists can help students track their progress. Offer scheduled, planned, and predictable office hours for students to drop in without the need to make an appointment. Keep office hours consistent throughout the semester. For example, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Finally, for courses with synchronous components, schedule consistent breaks. Let students know when breaks will occur and how long they will last, and keep the pattern the same from week to week. This allows students who take medication, for example, to plan around it. Continuing with suggestions to design a student-centered, neurodivergence-informed online course. Provide an at-a-glance printable course calendar so students can easily track key dates. This could be as simple as a Word document listing the major course due dates. Share scheduled, consistent reminders about due dates, presentation schedules, and office hours to help everyone stay organized and plan. Reduce unnecessary sensory input, such as animations, decorative graphics, background noise, textures, or overly bright colors such as neon colors and highlighted text. For synchronous classes, have a dedicated private space and check your microphone for sound quality. Avoid facilitating your class in a coffee shop, for example, or with your pets appearing on the screen, as both can be distracting. Consider the length of your synchronous sessions. Are there portions of the content or activities that could be conducted asynchronously instead? Extended screen time can lead to both physical and visual fatigue, which can negatively impact concentration, processing speed, and overall learning. When students remain online for long periods without breaks, their cognitive resources become depleted. By intentionally balancing synchronous and asynchronous activities, you allow students more flexibility, reduce screen fatigue, and preserve working memory for meaningful engagement. Organize your course content in a clear and logical sequence. Is the material arranged in the order in which it will be taught? As students move from one module to the next, do they have the foundational knowledge and context needed to understand the new content? For example, do modules 1, 2, and 3 intentionally prepare students to grasp the concepts introduced in Module 4? A well-sequenced course reduces unnecessary confusion and supports cognitive scaffolding. When content builds progressively, students can connect new information to prior learning, strengthening comprehension and retention. And without that structure, students may struggle to fill in gaps on their own, increasing cognitive load and hindering deeper understanding. Make course and assessment expectations clear. Is it clear to students what they are expected to do? Whenever possible, present assignment instructions using bullet points or numbered steps. Breaking directions into smaller, clearly defined actions makes them easier to follow and reduces unnecessary cognitive load. It also helps you, as the instructor, quickly identify whether a step needs to be added, clarified, or reordered. Ask yourself, can a student successfully complete the activity or assignment using only the information provided? Or would they likely need to email me for clarification? When expectations are explicit, students can focus their cognitive resources on demonstrating learning rather than trying to interpret vague instructions. Providing grading rubrics helps students plan their assignments, clarifies expectations, and promotes more equitable grading. Present the content in multiple formats, text, audio, or video, for example. Offer students multiple ways to participate, such as audio and chat, and allow for multiple ways for them to demonstrate their learning, for example, quizzes, papers, audio, or creating a comparative table. To reduce overstimulation, consider minimizing the use of timers, flashing lights, or visual elements that blink more than 2 consecutive times on the screen. Avoid animated video backgrounds, such as video zoom backgrounds, or automatic content progression, including videos that begin playing as soon as a course page opens or that continuously loop. Constant motion, unexpected sounds, or flashing visuals compete for working memory and increase extraneous cognitive load. Use this sensory-informed online course design checklist to evaluate different elements in your course. Is the element necessary? Can students control it? Is there a lower sensory alternative? Is the structure predictable? Is all the information needed available to students? Is there any unnecessary clutter? Tabs, links, etc. that can be removed?